Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome back to Talk Law Radio. We're here talking about mortgages, reverse mortgages, investment financing. We're talking with Joseph about financial planning and how that fits into this, some legal strategies. And you guys know that attorneys at Marquardt Law Firm focus on business and estate law. It's all about legacy. So this is the legacy segment.
And now it's time for the Talk Law Radio Legacy Spotlight. What's your legacy? Sponsored by Marquardt Law Firm.
Okay. So Tony, you're in the hot seat again because we like to ask our guests about legacy. Tell us what impact you've made or would like to make on the community.
That is a really been a very interesting question. I appreciate you asking. It's really something I haven't looked at or thought about in a while. And my impact is about my family. Okay, it's am I a great husband? How can I be a better husband? So again, that's self-judgment coming out. But how can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? How can I be a better brother? And then it comes to the community side of things. And in my business, I struggle with the fact that people don't manage their money well. I struggle with the older adults living paycheck to paycheck, as we've discussed, when there are solutions out there. And I'm working on an educational piece to let people know how they can get out of debt without being completely miserable in the process. You know, and that is not taught. That is not a course that's being, shared with somebody. It's a propaganda event that we're up against, because the banks are telling people, pay your bills, protect your credit. And it's all at the same time. They're also saying, oh, by the way, here's another credit card. Hey, oh, you're maxed out on this one. Take this one. And they are spiraling people into bad situations, and bad situations lead to money is the source of most fights in marriages. Most breakups in relationships are over money.
Yeah.
And so when people can't manage their money, they don't understand their options, then it's bad. So bad relationships, bad community, bad relationships, bad employees. And it's unfortunate because there could be some very healthy ways that people need to learn how to do things. So my legacy that I'm working on is helping people find that piece of understanding how they can take control of their financial freedom, and that they know their choices no matter what situation that they're in. So any situation we're in, however it can feel bad, I wake up every day and honestly I say, man, I'm glad I'm not in Gaza. Right. It could always be worse. And that's part of, what Joseph and I were talking about, and you and I were talking about, is that, the training and the tools that we've learned to protect ourselves and build ourselves up. A lot of people don't get.
Right.
That's not available in the public high school system, and it's not available in the junior colleges. And that's where most people are at. And so if they're never given those tools of how they can embrace life, have a great attitude, be thankful, have gratitude, then they become victims and they become cancers and they become bad community members.
Yeah, I'm blessed that my dad taught me those values of have a good attitude, pursue education, always be improving yourself. Jim Rohn, I think, says you can make a living if you work hard.
Yeah.
But if you work on yourself, you can
make a life, right? Something like that.
Something.
Yeah.
You can, I don't know.
Yeah.
So tell us, Tony, is there something that was passed down to you, like an inheritance, something that you want to pass on to?
Man, I would love
members?
to say, and I still ask my wife, I'll kind of give her a nudge and say, is there a dowry? Wasn't there something? Isn't there something coming? No. So I did not get that. I was very fortunate. My dad paid, my mom and dad paid for my education, so I'm very pleased that my kids don't have any student loan debt. That's a really, really great thing. But in terms of passing things down, outside of wisdom, love, memories, which are really important, great photographs, not so many videos. The one thing that I have is my dad's train set. We used to set it up over Christmas every year, and that was a really neat thing because that was a family event.
Right.
My dad helped me put that together. There was some electronics that went on there with that, and setting up the train set to go around the Christmas trees. A fantastic memory. So spending time together, learning things from him, and so now we have these train sets, and I have one in front of my desk in my office. So I think about my dad all the time.
That's great.
Yeah, I've got little trinkets of
Family
his.
tradition is important.
Yeah. And then I've been able to give some of the trains to, my brother and sister. And so they have, little memory mementos of that.
Right.
Wow.
Cool. Well, before the break, we were about to get into, you were talking about being an investor or somehow saving tax dollars doing real estate investing. Can you talk more about that?
Sure. There's techniques out there for accredited investors, and an accredited investor, according to the IRS, is somebody who spends 750 hours in that profession. Now, so not everybody qualifies. A realtor, for instance, because they're in real estate, does not qualify. It is a 750 hours of active active activity in investing in real estate.
Mhm.
This law was this legislation was passed to encourage people to invest in real estate, because real estate drives everything. So, real estate, let's start with who's making money on it. The realtors are making money on it. All right. The roofers, we talked about your wife. Yeah.
Yep,
The
sounds good.
roofers are making money. They got to fix things. All right. The painters came in. Now I need new furniture, right? I need the landscaping needs done. The yard needs done. I need irrigation equipment. I'm going to Home
lots
Depot.
of different
It
parts.
is an economic engine,
Mhm.
and that's what they want to boost. So this is not just for residential real estate. It's investment real estate. So it's also for commercial investments. And so depending on the sophistication of the borrower, it depends on what they're looking to buy. So the more sophisticated they are, they start looking at SALT deductions and things like that. Things I don't know. I'm a little bit lower on that vein, but it's like, hey, why am I putting money into? I think this is an interesting piece. I think the 401k is a scam.
Yeah,
I
we
do
can definitely
too.
have a whole show on that.
Yeah. So we'll go back to that. But if your company's matching it, take the match. But beyond that, what memories are created in a 401k? None. But what if you took that money and you bought a lake house, okay, or a beach house,
Right.
or a vacation house? And now, goosebumps, you're creating lifetime memories with your family, and your kids, and bringing people over, and that's also an investment, okay, because they're not making any more waterfront, right?
Right.
So real estate values continue to go higher. That's an investment. There's the tax strategy write-off in if you have to rent that property out as well. You can't just be for personal use.
Okay.
But if you buy a lake house and you put it on Airbnb and rent it out and you create income from it, you do get that benefit. So
So how do I spend 750 hours doing that?
well, again, you're logging things, but you have to travel to the property. Now, are you out looking for? You're an accredited investor. Are you out looking for other property while you're driving around? Okay, so I'm in the neighborhood all the time, looking at this house, looking at that house.
Okay.
Okay, so we have accounting issues on the houses. Every month we have to do, records, and we have to pay bills, and we have to go out and clean, and again, check on the property depending on where it is. And all of a sudden you start clocking hours pretty quickly.
Okay.
Add a second property, add a third property, and your travel time counts. So we got to talk to a tax consultant about this. All right. I have tax professionals I work with on this. I'm not
If
giving
I'm
tax
thinking
advice.
about my rental property in the shower, can I count that?
I don't think they're going to give you credit for that one, Todd.
All right. Well, that's a cool tool, and you can benefit many ways, like you said, making memories, taking the family down there to the beach house or the ranch, hunting wild hogs and such.
Letting it, renting it out, or not renting it out, but putting it up for auction, charity use.
Okay.
Again, that philanthropic thing I think is really important. People want to give. This is another way people can give.
Yeah, we had a whole show on the tax advantages of
Charitable giving.
charitable giving.
And it's just looking at San Antonio. I've been looking at real estate for my clients as well. It's a good time to buy real estate, good time to buy land. In my opinion, I don't know what the future holds, but it looks like right now it's a buyer's market. You have a lot of power.
What are
Negotiating
realtors
homes.
telling you about the market here in San Antonio?
Well, the market's been very slow. And,
Mhm.
and, you look at the number of sales are still down in San Antonio.
Mhm.
The amount of sales are significantly purchased new construction.
I've heard that.
So from a mortgage lender standpoint, I used to do 50% of my business was refinance. Well, everybody's at 4 and 3%. That business is kind of gone unless someone, like I've got a client right now who's got an investment opportunity and he needs to borrow $400,000. Okay, so we're taking a home equity loan. He doesn't qualify for the reverse right now. But that's the type of client who can make something happen. But as far as the market itself, new construction, good houses sell very fast, right? Quality is really a premium. If you've got a good, clean house, good flow, well-maintained, it's going to sell, and it's going to sell for top dollar. Now, houses that are not well kept are going to sit on the market a lot longer. So your days on the market are longer. Pricing is a little softer, but with San Antonio and Texas's growth, job growth, we're going to see a continued solid real estate market.
Tony, before we end the show, I want to give you an opportunity to tell people how to contact you.
My cell phone is my go-to. It's like my bat phone. I'm dating myself saying
Well, I
that.
hope so many people call you that you get upset.
Yeah, 210-710-6141.
And you're a former radio host yourself.
I did. I had a radio show for a couple years. We called it the At Home Real Estate Show. Yeah.
And before we end the show, tell everybody how much experience you have. I forgot that earlier.
Oh, my wife and I have, we're over 100 sides right now in real estate. We've done multifamily, commercial, residential. We had a wedding venue. We've done multifamily. So yeah, we've got quite a bit of experience.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being on the show.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Joseph, thank you again.
Always a pleasure.
We'll talk to you later.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Most families don't realize they have hidden legal blind spots until it's too late. Wills, trusts, Medicaid planning, even protecting a business. These are the kinds of issues attorney Todd Marquardt helps uncover before they become problems. Todd is the host of Talk Law Radio, where each week he guides listeners through the legal challenges families, veterans, and business owners face, while showing them the practical steps to protect what matters most. Catch Talk Law Radio, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 6:30 a.m. The Word, and now in Houston on AM 1070 and 103.3 FM The Answer, or anytime on YouTube. Planning isn't just about documents. It's about peace of mind, security for loved ones, and building a legacy that lasts. Don't wait for a crisis. Do it before you die.